Why 10% of Americans believe the Earth is flat? Can you believe that in 2025, nearly 1 in 10 Americans still hold the belief that the Earth is flat? Despite the overwhelming evidence accumulated over thousands of years, ranging from detailed photographs captured from space to comprehensive scientific research, millions of individuals stubbornly cling to this misconception. What drives such a belief to endure in an era filled with advanced technology like satellites, Google Earth, and the remarkable achievements of space travel? In today's exploration, we will dive deep into the fascinating psychology, rich history, and the flawed logic that underpin the Flat Earth movement. We'll journey from the musings of ancient philosophers to the rampant conspiracy theories proliferating on platforms like YouTube. Along the way, we will even recount the poignant story of one man who dedicated his entire life to pursuing this elusive and misguided dream. Join us as we unravel this complex phenomenon. The Flat Earth Revival. In 2014, a daring individual known as Mad Mike Hughes embarked on an ambitious quest to build his own homemade rocket. His unconventional mission? To uncover the truth of the Earth's shape, whether it is a round sphere or a flat disk. Mike was not a scientist. Rather, he was a seasoned stuntman accustomed to taking risks. Yet after proclaiming his allegiance to the Flat Earth belief, he found himself at the center of a whirlwind, raking in thousands of dollars in donations from fervent supporters. His remarkable journey highlights the allure and financial benefits that can emerge from conspiracy theories. Hughes is not an isolated case. He represents a growing movement. Recent surveys reveal that approximately 10% of Americans, 3% of individuals in the UK, and 7% of Brazilians are convinced that the Earth is flat. This widespread belief transcends mere ignorance. It has evolved into a significant global phenomenon, captivating the minds of many across diverse cultures. What flat earthers believe. So how do flat earthers imagine the world around them? Their perspective transforms our planet into a flat disk, with the North Pole positioned at its center like a geographical anchor. Surrounding this central point, they envision a colossal ice wall that they believe is Antarctica, serving as a barrier that contains the Earth's oceans. In their model of the universe, the Sun and Moon are not distant celestial bodies scattered across vast distances in space. Instead, flat earthers argue that these luminous orbs are a mere 50 kilometers wide and hover just 5,500 kilometers above the surface, gliding in circular paths akin to spotlights illuminating a stage. Adding another layer to their beliefs, some flat earthers propose the existence of a vast, dome-like structure known as the firmament that encases the Earth. This concept aligns with literal interpretations of sacred texts, such as the Bible or the Quran, which describe a dome-like sky. While these ideas may seem extraordinary or implausible to many, a dedicated community of individuals fervently defends these claims. They often turn to distorted interpretations of scientific concepts, engage in heated debates on platforms like YouTube, and selectively reference religious texts to support their unique worldview. A history of reality. The concept of a spherical Earth is not a modern invention. In fact, it was understood long before the dawn of space exploration by NASA. 500 BC. The ancient philosopher Pythagoras was among the first to propose that the Earth is round, drawing his conclusion from the observation that both the Sun and Moon are spherical in shape. This insight laid the groundwork for future scientific thought about our planet's form. 450 BC. Aristotle, another influential thinker, provided further evidence by watching the way the Earth's shadow cast upon the Moon during lunar eclipses, noting that it was always round. This observation reinforced the idea of a spherical Earth in the minds of those who studied the cosmos. 200 BC. The mathematician Eratosthenes took a more empirical approach to the question. He meticulously measured the angles of shadows in two different cities, Siena and Alexandria, and used this data to calculate the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. His findings were not just theoretical, they were a pioneering effort in the field of geography. 800s. Sir Isaac Newton built upon earlier ideas, confirming the Earth's spherical shape through rigorous scientific inquiry. He also explained the phenomenon of the Earth Earth's slight bulge at the equator due to its rotation, integrating physics and astronomy, in a way that deepened our understanding of the planet's shape. As we moved into the 20th century, the advent of space travel provided a final, irrefutable confirmation of the Earth's roundness. Photographs taken from orbit showed the Earth as a beautiful blue sphere suspended in the void of space. Today, we know that the circumference of the Earth is approximately 40,000 kilometers, and countless scientific experiments continue to affirm this established fact. Why do people still believe it? In an era where scientific evidence dominates our understanding of the world, it is perplexing that millions of individuals continue to reject the notion of a round Earth. Psychologists have identified 4 primary reasons for this phenomenon. 1. Convenience. Embracing the flat Earth model presents a remarkably simple explanation of our world. The belief in a flat Earth minimizes the complexities involved in understanding mathematics, physics, and the insights provided by experts in the field. For many, the straightforwardness of the flat Earth theory is far more appealing than grappling with intricate scientific concepts. 2. Intuition. Human perception plays a significant role in shaping beliefs. When we look around, the ground appears flat, and the horizon maintains a straight line. This visual evidence leads many to adopt the adage, "seeing is believing," causing them to disregard the fundamental scientific principles that elucidate why our senses may be misleading in this context. 3. Lack of critical thinking. A significant number of people do not actively challenge their own assumptions or train themselves to think analytically. Historical experiments, such as Samuel Rowbotham's Bedford Canal test, famously overlooked the natural phenomenon of refraction, which ultimately resulted in flawed conclusions. This illustrates how a lack of scrutiny can lead to the widespread acceptance of inaccurate ideas. 4. Mistrust of authority. There exists a pervasive skepticism toward established institutions like NASA, governmental bodies, and the scientific community among flat earthers. They often believe these organizations are engaged in a grand conspiracy to obfuscate the truth. When confronted with images of Earth taken from space, they frequently dismiss them as fabrications, further entrenching their distrust. The concerning aspect of the flat Earth belief system is that it rarely stands alone. Individuals who subscribe to this worldview often extend their skepticism to other facets of society, demonstrating a reluctance to accept vaccines, denying climate change, and rejecting the credibility of mainstream institutions. This interconnected web of distrust reflects a deeper societal challenge that goes beyond mere geographical misconceptions. The tragic end of Mad Mike. In 2020, Mad Mike, known for his daring spirit and homemade rocket, once again launched himself into the sky, driven by a desire for adventure and fame. However, this exhilarating journey took a dark turn when his parachute tore apart mid-descent, leading to a devastating crash. Sadly, Mike lost his life in a moment that stole the breath of those who had followed his incredible endeavors. In the aftermath of his tragic fate, friends began to share a startling revelation. Despite his public persona, Mike never genuinely believed that the Earth was flat. Instead, he had cleverly utilized the Flat Earth movement as a means to garner attention and raise funds for his ambitious projects. Yet, the truth did little to ease the heartache. Thousands of supporters had poured their donations into his cause, exposing the potential for exploitation within the Flat Earth community. The irony of his deception adds a poignant layer to his story, leaving many to reflect on the complexities of belief and the sometimes perilous pursuit of dreams. In conclusion, why do approximately 10% of Americans still cling to the belief that the Earth is flat? This stubborn adherence is not primarily based on scientific reasoning. Instead, it is deeply intertwined with psychological factors such as ease of understanding, intuitive judgments, pervasive mistrust, and a troubling neglect of critical thinking skills. The reality of our planet is clear and well documented. The Earth is round, a truth that has been established through centuries of exploration and scientific inquiry. Nonetheless, as long as individuals opt for simplistic explanations over compelling evidence, conspiracies such as the Flat Earth theory will continue to thrive. The true threat does not originate from the belief itself, but from the alarming speed and ease with which misinformation can circulate, misleading countless individuals and perpetuating false narratives. In a world inundated with information, discernment and critical thinking are more essential than ever.